All right, let's bring in Fox News contributor Liz Peek. Liz, good to be with you. Thanks for being here. Interesting campaign strategy to promise the American people you're not going to raise their taxes, but then promise to let the tax Trump cuts expire, which is going to raise everybody's taxes, especially those under $400,000.
It's beyond. Has anyone ever run for office promising a $4 trillion tax increase? I don't think so, because guess what? Americans are not stupid. They know that the expiration of the Trump tax cuts will definitely apply to everybody. It will raise everybody's taxes. And by the way, when you are raising taxes on corporations, that filters down into lower wages for workers, less jobs, et cetera. So I tell you what, if he actually follows through, if Biden is reelected, heaven forbid, and he does this, the economy is going to go into a tailspin. I don't think there's any question about that. I don't even think you could argue that. We have a steeply progressive tax rate as it is, a tax system in this country. The wealthy, yes, benefited from the tax cuts that went through in 2017 under Trump. Everybody got a tax cut in 2017, and the reverse is clearly true as well. If they are expired, everyone will get a tax hike. It's guaranteed.
Almost 2/3 of American households got a tax cut under President Trump's tax reform, and those who received the biggest cut percentage-wise were middle-class, working-class households in this country. But I do love, and I want to move on, but I do love, because when Joe Biden tweeted or admitted that they were going to let the Trump tax cuts expire, then they went, no, just for the rich people, which is an admission that everything that they've ever said about the Trump tax cuts, the wealth, the tax cuts for billionaires, has been a utter lie. They just are a bunch of liars. It's a face plant, and I just find it delicious.
But also, final word on this. Tax revenues right now as a percentage of GDP are exactly where they should be. What's out of whack is spending. That is what has to change, not taxes.
Well, we'll get less revenue in if you raise taxes. You're not going to get more revenue.
That's right.
All right, let's move on to this, because with less than 6 months to the election, Biden seems desperate to shore up a blue-collar base. And the left-wing media says all he needs to do is hype up his impact on kitchen table issues and his fight against economic villains. But Joe Biden's the only economic villain in the eyes of many Americans. 58% say they disapprove of how he's handling of the economy. That's up from just 55% last month. And 80% of voters say sky-high prices are their biggest financial challenge. And this is what we hear. You can't just tell, Liz, the American people that you're fighting for them when there's other villains in the marketplace, when most Americans look at this economic picture and they point the finger at Joe Biden. They say, it's your fault, Joe, because I know what it was like under Donald Trump.
It's easier for him to go the class warfare route than to actually tackle the problems that most Americans are concerned about. They don't know how. They don't want to lower spending, which actually might begin to curb inflation. They really won't go there. But let's think about what they are willing to do. They want to basically pay off student loans. Does that really help working class Americans? No, it absolutely does not. And polling shows those people are actually opposed to that. So that doesn't work. Climate change. Do most working class Americans really care about climate change? It's really clear from the polls that is the last thing on their agenda. Literally less than 1% ranks that in the top 10 issues that they concern about. So maybe Joe Biden should actually listen to working class voters instead of showing up for a little walkthrough on a picket line. Actually sit down and talk to them about why, yes, union leadership is voting for Joe Biden, but guess what? Union workers are not.
I will keep repeating this. He said to Aaron Burnett last week, the fact is, if you look at what people have, they have the money to spend. Josephine Antoinette. Gavin Newsom, meantime, speaking of let them eat air, Gavin Newsom admitting the state of California will face a $27.6 billion deficit this year. And when asked for an explanation, he took one straight out of Al Gore's playbook.
Can we explain to Californians how we moved from a $100 billion surplus to such a significant deficit in just a matter of a few years?
What we didn't anticipate is these rain bombs. We couldn't collect our taxes until, I believe, November 16th. If there was any indication that climate change has impacts well beyond those that are often promoted, I would consider our financial delays.
Liz,
What was
it's
that?
actually a $45 billion deficit. California has one of the top rates at 13.3% on income over 1 million. It's because people have left your damn state.
That's right.
You idiot.
That's right. I mean, people who, just like New York, people who actually pay the taxes are leaving California because it's become unaffordable and there is too much of a bite taken out of their income. So this is just, I've never heard someone use rain bombs in a sentence before, but, you know, kudos to him for imaginary explanations. That's obviously not the problem in California. Again, it's a blue state. They spend too much. They're inviting in migrants to take the place of paying taxpayers who are leaving the state. The economics really don't work.
When all else fails, rain bombs.
Yeah,
Climate change. Liz
I know.
Peek, always wonderful to see you. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.